Hi Jerks, and welcome to day 7 of the Beer Jerk Advent Calendar.
Hello,
I'm Matt,
I'm Luke.
and today we are drinking a sea salt and lime lager from Stone Brewing out of California. Tell them about Stone, Luke.
What is it called? Buenaveza?
Buenaveza.
Buenaveza? It's a salt and lime beer. So I'm expecting or hoping for some sort of margarita vibes. So yeah, Mexican corn lager and pretty cool decorated artwork on there. Cheers.
Cheers. Bit of lime zest on the nose. You got that kind of
Pretty light body.
yeah.
Well, light in colour, I mean. I'm presumably light body too.
Well, yeah, it's a corn lager, so inspired by kind of those Mexican lagers. That is so clean, just like
That's beautiful.
yeah. That can is going to disappear down most of your throats in no time, I would expect. That is supremely drinkable.
Yeah, this is awesome. It's going to go beautifully with food, with my favourite food, which is burritos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish we had lots more of this.
We have basically no more of it, so
Yeah, it's just in the calendar, so this is the only can that I'm going to be drinking. So we'll savour it. But yeah, the limeness works really nicely. The liminess, not limeness.
well, it's that kind of lime in the neck Corona bottle thing where you get that that hint of it, but it's not like an artificial lime thing. It's not like a huge lime flavour thing. It's just a little nudge of it that, yeah, like you get that bit of a waft, but it doesn't overwhelm on the palate. It's like there's like a light floral note to it there, but nothing major.
Yeah, this is what Corona dreams it could be. It's crisp, light, easy drinking. You could drink a lot of these, but it's kind of interesting enough to keep you coming back for more.
Yeah.
The saltiness is, I mean, it's not a salty beer. It's not a goza at all, but there's a bit of sort of, yeah, minerality in there.
Yeah, there is a bit, but mostly the thing that's really impressive about this beer is it has no length on the palate. You finish drinking it and then it's dry. Right, give me more.
Yeah.
It's a supremely crushable beer.
Yeah, you could just drink jugs of this with tacos. Very good work, Stone.
Yeah.
Stone you've probably heard of. They're one of the biggest craft brewers in the world, really. So in Escondido, California.
Yeah, I mean, largely responsible for the birth of the craft beer movement with Stone IPA, which we do have some of in stock, being just the classic American IPA. Really kind of defined that whole West Coast IPA genre back in late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah,
when
90s.
When Stone was getting off. So it's really kind of in that very first wave of American craft beers, along with Sierra Nevada and Anchor,
Yeah.
and those kind of classic West Coast breweries who really gave the craft beer movement its legs, like way in the early days.
And extremely vocal on independence,
Yeah,
which is obviously something that we care about. We only stock beer from independent brewers. And in recent years, Stone have been getting a bit of grief because some of their campaigns previously, they had a beer called Arrogant Bastard, which they've sort of spun off as its own sort of brand now, because there's all different kinds of Arrogant Bastard versions.
Arrogant Consortia, they're calling it. Like there's the bourbon barrel aged one and a few other iterations.
Yeah, tequila barrel aged and
Double Bastards.
And so the marketing behind Arrogant Bastard was always
You're not worthy.
you're not worthy, but always they took the piss out of like bland yellow fizzy water,
Yeah.
which obviously this is some pretty yellow fizzy water. So it's kind of nice that I think in the early days of the craft beer scene, everyone in every country is just completely into IPAs, and it's all about hops and these huge imperial stouts. But it's sort of brewers and drinkers always come full circle, and they come back to lager and realising that actually lager, it can be mass-produced crap that tastes like nothing, like Corona, or it can be masterful. A lot of the brilliant German lagers, the Czech lagers.
A lot of those traditional brewers and using traditional processes, like a lot of particularly macro lager, and I think particularly in the States actually, is like there's a lot of what a lot of traditional brewers would call cheating, using stuff like corn, which this does, using abbreviated processes and cheap ingredients and stuff like that, far from the kind of those traditional European decoction mash, long lager, cold store, real traditional stuff that is going on over in Europe still.
Well, that's it, that lager actually takes a very long time to make. So lager, as you all know, comes from the German word lagen, which means to store. So a lager should be cold lagered for 3 months, ideally, 100 days or thereabouts. So these fast-made lagers are, yeah, they're pretty different to when you drink a high-quality lager like this. And as we brewed a couple of lagers with Small Gods, the fantastic one with Zeeland, the smoked lager.
Craft beer, yeah.
Yeah, and did a Bock as well, which was lagered for a real
Yeah.
an extended period and even longer, not on purpose, but just due to an issue with getting it canned.
Yeah, some issues with the lids that we won't go into, but yeah, just on that, I just took a big swig to finish off that glass, and you do get, if you're drinking it quickly, you do get a bit of that lime building up on the back of the palate there, kind of a bit of that kind of pithy zestiness that comes through when you're really smashing it. So smash it, guys.
Brilliant beer. Well, cheers everybody, and cheers Mum. I hope you like the new haircut. And
Cheers.
we'll be back again tomorrow with another Advent beer.
Yeah, what's tomorrow?